Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's just jump right in. It is tryout season, right? The pressure's on, and everybody's looking for that one tip, that one secret that's going to give them an edge. Well, today we're breaking down one of the most important and honestly most misunderstood pieces of advice you will ever get. Believe the coach. It sounds so simple, but getting this right, it can be the difference between making the team and heading home. You gotta love this quote. It's funny, yeah, but it is just packed with truth. I mean, we've all been there. A drill's not clicking, a play falls apart, and our first instinct is to just, try something else, improvise on the spot. But what if the answer was right there the whole time, in what the coach told you to do in the first place? This idea is really the foundation for everything we're about to get into.
So let's start with the why. Why is the coach's voice the one that really matters the most? It's not about ego. It's not about a power trip. It's all about efficiency and purpose.
Okay, so picture this. You step into the gym for practice. There's kind of this unspoken rule. One voice leads. This is not the time for a big group discussion or for players to start coaching each other. The sources are really clear on this. Practice time is precious. You never have enough of it, and every single second has to be maximized. And to do that, the whole team needs a single, clear source of direction. And that source, it's the coach.
Whoa, now that's a statement, right? Dictator it's a really strong word, and it's definitely meant to grab your attention. But it's not about being a tyrant. It's about setting up a structure that's designed for super fast learning and top performance in a really, really limited amount of time. So what's the logic behind something so intense? Well, this lays out the logic perfectly. On one hand, you've got democracy. It's essential for how we live, but it's built to be slow. It's about getting consensus from a lot of voices. Then, on the other hand, you have practice. It has to be the complete opposite. Fast, decisive, and totally laser-focused. With just a few hours a week, there's just no time to form a committee to decide on the next drill. A single clear voice makes sure that the entire team moves like one unit, squeezing the most out of every single minute. Okay, so if the coach's job is to lead with that clear voice, what's the player's role? Well, it all boils down to one really powerful idea: trust. And not blind trust, but active, engaged trust.
Man, this quote really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? It just completely flips the script on your mindset. Tryouts can make us focus on ourselves. My stats, my performance, my chances of making it. But a coach is building a team. They're looking for players who make the entire group better. Being the best for the team, that means buying into the system, supporting your teammates, and yeah, you guessed it, trusting your coach.
So how do you actually put that trust into action? Well, it starts with listening. I mean, really listening. Eyes on the coach, no side chats. Then you execute. Your job is to take that instruction and apply it with 100% focus. Next, and this is a big one, you have to accept feedback. When a coach corrects your footwork, it is not personal. It's a deposit into the team's success bank. And all of this is built on trusting the process, just believing that there's a bigger plan at work, even when a drill feels boring or way too hard.
Trust is shown through respect. And, respect isn't just a feeling, it's what you do. A coach sees it when you look them in the eye. They see it when you show up on time ready to work and when you give every drill your all, because your effort actually makes your teammates better. And this one is so important. They see it when you show up even if you're injured, because just being there shows you're committed. These little things, they speak way louder than words and tell a coach you're all in.
Of course, players and coaches aren't the only ones in this equation. Parents, your role is absolutely crucial, and honestly, it requires the same kind of discipline and focus from the sidelines.
This might be the single most important rule for any sports parent. It's simple, it's direct, and it's a powerful reminder of the boundaries that make a team work. Your role is critical, for sure, but it is totally different from the coaches, and confusing the two can cause problems for the one person you're trying to help the most, your child.
I want you to pay close attention to the power of one little word here. When a parent says, "Our jump training is going well," it sends this subtle message that they're kind of co-coaching, which can chip away at the coach's authority. But watch what happens when you just change "our" to "your." Your jump training is going well. See? That completely transforms the message. It becomes a statement of support and trust. It's such a small change, but it has a massive impact. And this really gets to the heart of it. A parent's main job isn't to coach technique from the car or the stands. It's to prepare their child to
be coached. That means making sure they're physically ready, eating well, getting enough sleep. It means making sure they're mentally ready with a good attitude, and socially ready to be a good teammate. You're the support system that lets the coach do their job.
And on game day, your voice from the stands matters a lot. So here's the game plan. Just model the behavior you want your kid to learn. Cheer for great plays, even if they're from the other team. The biggest don't, please don't coach from the stands. It just creates confusion for your player. And maybe the most important thing of all, after the game, in the car ride home, resist that urge to break down their performance. Just give them some space, let the coach's voice be the one they hear first.
So what happens when everybody, the player, the coach, the parent, what happens when everyone buys into their role? Well, you get more than just a few wins. You build a winning culture.
This really says it all, doesn't it? A team stacked with individual superstars who don't trust each other, they'll almost always lose to a less talented but way more connected team. When everyone is on the same page and working together, a team can overcome some incredible challenges. They can literally beat the odds. This is the direct result. When players trust what the coach is doing and parents support that whole dynamic from the sidelines, you create an environment that's free of all that drama and confusion. And in its place, you build a culture that's founded on mutual respect and shared accountability, where everyone is pulling in the same direction.
And this is the real prize. In that kind of positive, structured environment, athletes aren't just learning how to serve or how to spike a ball. They're learning how to work hard, how to be part of something bigger than themselves. They're building character, and they're learning how to face a tough situation and bounce back even stronger. And those are the lessons that last a lifetime, long after the season ends.
So as we wrap things up here, let's bring it all back to you. Whether you're the one lacing up your shoes for tryouts or the one finding a seat in the stands. So the structure is all set. The coach is ready to lead. The team has a goal in its sights. The only question left is the one you've got to answer for yourself. What role will you play in that journey? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.